your talents somewhere else.
Now, there's another name I recognize, Desmond Bain, a shooting guard at TCU. I didn't see much of him play at all, at any.
You know,
they have him going to 30 to end the first round to the Celtics. The Celtics got this pick from the Bucks. If the Celtics get Desmond Bain at 30, I'm all for it. He seems like he's not a freshman. He's not a young kid. He's a senior. So it's like, I like that. I like the experience. I like the, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the league as a 22-year-old instead of a 19-year-old sometimes. Not all the time. I mean, you have your Jason Tatums and your Kyrie Irvings, but like, I don't know. I think I like this pick for the Celtics.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen with I always enjoy watching the preseason basketball.
Wow, look at this one. Nico Mannion.
Where's he up?
Arizona.
Okay.
He's a point guard. They got him going 34th to the Sixers. The Sixers got that pick from the Hawks. I think that's a good pick for the Sixers. Nico Mannion? Shit. So how about this? Kings, 35. They traded they got this pick from the Pistons. They have their eyes on Trey Jones, the point guard out of Duke. His brother plays...
Tyson Jones, yeah.
Could be wrong. Okay. Cassius Winston, the point guard from Michigan State. You know him.
I remember him.
I remember.
You remember?
Fans, there's going to be a lot of South Park references on the shows.
There's going to be a lot of references, period.
The sooner a lot of references,
the
period.
The sooner you get them, the sooner you'll get along with the podcast.
Just deal with it.
If you don't like it, you can get it out.
If you don't like this podcast, you can get it out.
Yeah.
So, 37.
Hey,
Wizards
if you don't like America,
traded
then you can
the
get
Chicago Bulls for this pick. They want Cassius Winston, the point guard of Michigan State. We all know John Wall's coming off an injury, a serious one. I guess because this draft class is the way it is, that's a good pick for them.
Yeah, I'd say so. I absolutely agree. I agree. I could see them potentially getting a big too as well. But
okay. Now we're talking pick 42, New Orleans Pelicans, Cassius Stanley, the shooting guard out of Duke. Thumbs up from me. Great pick. If he slips.
What year is he?
Oh, man, I think he was a freshman, dude. So
he's got to stand out. And see, that's another thing, too. And
it grinds my gears when I say this. I haven't watched any games. And do you get into the NBA draft?
I can send you, you get right into the draft.
Do you get right into it?
Yeah.
It's just,
All right. I don't know if I really know any more names, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm out there with you.
And
I'm actually thankful that you named off a few that you remind me of.
Yeah. Marcus Howard, guard from Marquette, slipping. Mr. Irrelevant. He's a guard, stud.
I'm thinking of someone else.
They have him, Marcus Howard, the guard from Marquette, slipping to 60, to going to the Pelicans, who traded the Bucks for that pick. And that guy's going to be Mr. Irrelevant of the draft? Wow. I'm going to have to send him some Cassius Stanley and Marcus Howard clips, but damn. That's the draft. So I think we can all agree that the biggest winner of this draft is nobody!
Not a soul.
If we were to pick, you'd have to say Minnesota Timberwolves because
we got the number one pick. That's
Anthony Edwards is a starting shooting guard on a rebuilding NBA team. So even if the Timberwolves don't take him at number one, they still have their pick of the litter. They can still take the center, Jameis Wiseman from Memphis. They can still take LaMelo Ball if LaMelo's even in this draft with his crazy lunatic father.
Yes.
Who I actually think is pretty cool.
I'm undefeated, never lost.
Obi Toppin could go from 5 to 1.
He could. He could.
What did we talk about a few minutes ago? It was like names like Cole Anthony.
Yep.
He's the stud on this list for me. He's my stud.
People were just dropping.
And I'll tell you what. There's been games for North Carolina. They've been down 14. I'll never forget the game when they played, I forget what team, but they were down 11 or 12 with like 4.5 minutes left, and they came back with just Cole Anthony.
He can take the game.
He can take the game
Cole
over,
Anthony,
no problem. He's
R.J. Hampton, like all these names are just like Vernon Carey Jr. Like it's an unpredictable time right now in the NBA. It's an unpredictable draft.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna put a bow and ribbon on that.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk about right now is a segment I want to call
Sleepers. Sleepers.
Sleepers. What I want to start with is who are your sleeper teams? You can give me like, I don't know, 2 to 5 if you want. And like same with players. Who are your sleeper players for the upcoming 2021 NBA season?
Okay.
Sleeper picks.
My first
Run with it.
sleeper pick, and I'll tell you why, are the Hawks.
Wake up, Jeff. Wake up.
The Hawks. And
The Hawks.
Len's got to wake up because, you know, they didn't make any noise in the bubble. They didn't, and then who knows where we're going to start playing games next year.
Yeah, they weren't even there.
They weren't even there.
Can't make noise.
Can't make noise if you're not going to play. And that's why they're sitting at home saying, oh, you know, I wish I was playing.
Meanwhile, Vince Carter has to hang up his sneakers.
Exactly. You know, Hawks really strike me.
I like them.
What do you like about the Hawks? Why did you bring them up?
One, because, you know, they've always been at our number with the Celtics. And I say that with since Trey being there, we just don't know how to cover them.
Yeah, they do present a bit of a mismatch.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's like watching Kemba play against the Celtics.
Right, I remember those days.
You know, that's annoying.
I remember.
And it's annoying for those players to go off. You're like looking at Trey Young, the size of him.
Yeah, and you're like, how?
It's like this Steph Curry looking kid is going off for 50 against us, one of the best defensive teams in the
nothing for
exactly.
him.
But not just Trey, the young talent on that team. He works great with them.
Wanamaker on him. You put Carson Edwards
Yeah.
on him.
And the only person that could really scrap with him was probably Jalen and Marcus. But, you know, now that the Doc Rivers is coming to the Sixers, I think the big man there, Embiid, just got a little comfortable.
Yeah.
Just got a lot more comfortable. And then with Ben Simmons coming back.
Are you saying the Sixers are a sleeper team? Or
A sleeper team for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, this year. I mean, even though they made the playoffs, he doesn't.
Yeah, but like,
but still, you
let's
can't
be
reach.
real. And this is a shot to any of the Sixers fans tuning in. I know one in particular that
Same.
might be
Quite a few
tuning
of
into this. If you don't think you're a sleeper pick team based on last year's playoff performance, you're wrong.
Yes, I agree with that. And to think so with Nuggets is just.
You think they'll turn it around?
Oh my lord,
The
yes.
Nuggets.
Oh my lord, what's their missing piece? My question
That
is.
third scorer.
And with
They
Jamal,
want it to be
if Jamal can keep that fire,
yeah, him and
Jokic.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
But they want it to be Michael Porter.
Yeah.
It's just my thing, and we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It's like I don't think he's there
yet. You know, it's almost like a Tony Parker and Tim Duncan situation where Tim's not a really good passer.
Tim Duncan was a great passer.
Down the post.
Yes.
Down the post.
Like,
And he's Mr. Backboard himself, Mr. Fundamental.
Yeah.
But Jokic is the
Jokic really
Jokic is the
floor.
Dirk
You're
of
right.
basketball.
So, where Tim Duncan didn't really stretch
Court-
the floor
yeah,
on the
court
perimeter,
yeah.
Jokic can. And
His behind the back passes.
I got you.
He's a playmaker.
There was something I wanted to say about the Nuggets.
Those are my 3
Porter.
sleepers.
Yep. You know what's sad with the Nuggets is there could have been that third guy in their system already, but he's now a free agent.
Oh,
Jeremy Grant.
Millsap?
Jeremy Grant. He'll be in our segment, Should I Stay or Should I Go?
Should I stay or should I go?
Jeremy Grant, I don't know if you watched him play in the playoffs, was just sensational. And if the Nuggets don't hold on to him and he goes where I think he's going to go,
Where?
I'm not talking about it right now.
Okay.
We have our segment right
Alright.
from Should I Stay or Should I Go?
Yes.
But if they don't hold on to Jeremy Grant, it'd be unfortunate for them because I don't think Michael Porter is. I think he's not there yet, but I think he'll get there. Okay. So you have any?
So those 3 teams I gave you.
Do you have
Those are my
any
sleepers.
players that like people are sleeping on? I want to see if you had any individual players that you think people are sleeping on these days.
I'm gonna say and then go off on a limb right here.
Yeah, do your thing. He's going off on a limb.
With Doc being gone,
Okay.
there's hell to pay
Yeah.
in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just gonna go off on like this. Paul George and Kawhi are going to be the most dominant duo in the NBA next year.
So
I think Kawhi is going to hold Paul George
now
responsible.
I'm gonna build off that a little bit. You're right.
I really do. And Kawhi is determined.
You're not saying
He's
what I
coming
think
for
you're
you.
saying because I want to make sure I understand. Yeah. You're not saying Kawhi Leonard is slept on.
No, I'm not saying that because he's
I agree with you that Paul George is slept on.
Yes.
However, what's that old age expression? If you make your bed, you lay in it.
Yes.
Paul George, I believe, in the elimination game with the Nuggets went like 2 for 13 from the floor. And there's this whole thing with like him and Doc Rivers' daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. So when you said Kawhi has to hold him accountable, with Doc being gone, yeah, you're damn right. Like somebody's got to get this dude like head out of his woo-hoo. Bro, you can't be Paul George and go 2 for 13 in an elimination game. So whatever off the court, baby mama drama.
Yeah.
Save it for the
That reminds me of those days with Delonte West and LeBron's mom.
All right, unbelievable. So I like that. You got anybody else you want to talk about?
Player sleepers. I kind of see another dominant duo. All LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan.
So you think that they're getting slept on?
I think they are, and I'll tell you why. The Spurs, all they're missing is that one big piece.
They got some young talent.
They got young talent.
Yeah.
They got young talent. Dude, they still got that
Jonathan Murray?
Yeah.
They got him.
He's nice.
I know.
He's nice.
Yeah.
He can come up. He can come up. Yeah, there's other sleepers besides, young talent, and that didn't really perform as well as I wanted them to do this year, or even
anything.
Jeez. Let's see. How about a couple bozos there, and what's his name?
Down
in Orlando there.
Aaron Gordon?
No, not him.
Jonathan Isaac?
No, their point guard there.
DJ Augustine?
No.
Yeah, Markelle Fultz.
Markelle Fultz.
So he's your sleeper?
I like him to do something.
What's that something?
It's to bring the team on his back the next level where we were anticipating the one we drafted.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and say that I agree with you with Paul George. I'm like halfway there with the DeRozan and Aldridge because DeRozan's got something to prove.
Yeah, he does.
He's in a new system. It's like you're not in Kansas anymore.
No.
Okay. Aldridge, however, he's already done his thing, and he's old.
Yeah.
And he's not getting any
He's not getting younger.
He's getting hurt. So it's like whatever they can get out of him, they get.
Yeah.
He's not a slouch.
He's not. He's a double monster.
He's not in his heyday.
Yeah.
I think maybe the best thing for someone like LaMarcus Aldridge, if he wants to be a championship contender, would be to say to San Antonio, look, if you don't start building around myself and DeMar DeRozan, I'm gonna ask for a trade and go, jump on the Laker bandwagon.
I'll give you a tank team here. Ready? Mm-hmm. Hornets.
This is a tank team?
Tank team.
I agree with you.
Gonzo.
This is a segment we'll talk on later, so I'll just jot it down, but that's something I want to ask you for later. As far as sleepers go for me, I definitely am going to take something you brought up to me, because I wasn't watching a lot of sports during the quarantine and the start of the bubble. And you had reached out to me and said that the Suns went undefeated.
Yeah, I got overwhelmed with that. I got excited, and I almost thought they could do something, but
so they
just made noise. They made the most noise.
They missed the playoffs by the smallest of margins.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the Portland-Memphis playing game, they would have had a piece of that playing game because they did finish with the same overall record at 34-39, which is abysmal.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I think it probably came down to head-to-head matchups within the teams to determine who played in that game and who didn't. They just were a day late and $1 short.
Yeah, that's the Suns, though.
They're my sleeper team, and they have to have one of, if not the biggest chips on their shoulders coming into this season. They do have a few free agents to speak of. We'll get to that later. But I think it's about go time for D-Book, Rubio, Kelly Oubre.
I see big things happen in the Suns.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton is already, man, he's a triple-double. You know what I mean?
Baines, Serge.
Well, Baines is a free agent.
Free agents. Sarge.
Who?
Sarge.
Free agent.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I want to talk about for my sleeper team.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and just go off on a tangent here and say that these are not my sleeper teams, but any team that wasn't invited to the bubble, in my opinion, if you're not pissed off about that, and you don't consider yourself like a sleeper team or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
And I'll just call you guys out individually. The Charlotte Hornets, the Chicago Bulls, the New York Knicks, the Detroit Pistons, the Atlanta Hawks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, all 6 teams from the East, mind you, and only 2 teams from the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Golden State Warriors. If you guys don't step it up next year, well, I feel real bad for you. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't even get invited to the bubble. Isn't that like enough?
It's a disgrace.
I think the best team out of that group
Yeah.
to make it interesting.
Okay.
Golden State getting healthy.
Why ain't it
definitely
healthy?
in the mix. Okay, so as far as like sleeper players, man, I guess I didn't really put too much thought into this. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Zion Williamson as my sleeper player because I think he needs to have a really good second year, even though he didn't have a full first year. And the reason I say that is injuries, right? And then something that I don't know if a lot of people know is that J.J. Redick was on his team this year. They both went to Duke, and J.J. Redick had made the playoffs each and every year that he was on the NBA. This was the only year that J.J. Redick was a member of a team that did make the playoffs. So that's why I picked Zion Williamson as my sleeper.
I like that pick. I also like R.J. Barrett as sleeper. And then Zion hasn't had a single game less than 16 points in the bubble. And then he got hurt again, did he? I believe.
I think so.
I did, yeah.
And that's all I got for
still,
that.
for you to come back after knee surgery.
Just so we'll take a break and we'll be right back, okay?
This podcast is brought to you by Trading Cards and Things. If you collect cards and sports memorabilia, go and check out my brother JP's eBay store, TCT. He's got a wide variety of inventory from MLB to NFL to NBA to WWE and more. You can find him online at ebay.com/STR/trading cards and things, on Twitter at TCT Sports Cards, or on Instagram at Trading Cards and Things. Tell him Buddha sent you.
This podcast is brought to you by Undisputed Nutrition. From vitamins and supplements to new or used fitness equipment and more, look no further. Go see Sean and his friendly staff. They go above and beyond with customer service. That's Undisputed Nutrition, located at 149 Boston Turnpike in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Online at shopundisputed.com, on Twitter at shopundisputed, or on Instagram at undisputed_nutrition, and tell them Buddha sent you. Okay, we are back. One of the segments I wanted to discuss with Jeff was the All-Star selection. And last year, I have the All-Star teams, as well as the big names that got snubbed. So there were 2 teams. I think this was the first time they've done it this way, or was it the second time where they had team captains?
Yeah. I think it was the
Second time?
second time because LeBron's second year
Yes,
being
it
captain.
was the second time. Team LeBron versus Team Giannis. And on Team LeBron, shocker, Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
Lakers,
Yeah.
James Harden, Rockets, Kawhi Leonard, Clippers, Luka Doncic, Mavs, Devin Booker, Suns,
Yep.
let's see, Chris Paul, Thunder,
Yep.
Damian Lillard, Blazers,
Yep.
Jokic, Nuggets, Ben Simmons from the Sixers, Domantas Sabonis from the Pacers.
Sabonis,
Hey.
made, but I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He got some playing time too.
He sure did. Jason Tatum out of this Boston Celtics, and
Yeah.
to round it off, Russell Westbrook from the same Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
So then you look at Giannis' team. He obviously representing the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
Joel Embiid, Philadelphia 76ers. Pascal Siakam, Toronto. Kemba Walker, Celtics. Trae Young, the Hawks. Bam Adebayo out of the Heat. Brandon Ingram, Pelicans. Donovan Mitchell, Jazz. Jimmy Butler, Heat. Rudy Gobert, Jazz. Kyle Lowry, Raptors. And Chris Middleton, teammate of Giannis.
Chris
Bucks.
Middleton.
Yeah.
See, there's a couple of guys that just don't. Sorry, man, but I don't see you sitting there.
And the snubs were Bradley Beal
Yeah.
from the Wizards, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics,
Absolutely.
DeMar DeRozan of the Spurs, Zach LaVine. I said we would talk about him later in the podcast, and here he is popping up again.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine from the Bulls was a snub. Lou Williams of the
Yeah.
Clippers, Andre Drummond, who was on the Pistons and got traded to the Cleveland
Just didn't
Cavaliers.
perform enough to even get.
And Ja Morant. Ja Morant was a snub.
He was a snub.
So I think all of those guys are not necessarily sleeper picks of any
I did
type,
play in the rookie
but
league, though.
if you don't come in with a chip on your shoulder to make next year's All-Star team, you're effing up.
Yeah.
So this is what I wanted to ask Jeff, was that given this information, who do you think is next year's All-Stars?
Oh, all right. Let's start from the West.
Sure.
I thought you said
And the captain will probably be LeBron James, or it could be Kawhi.
Let's just
Depend-
pick one.
Depending, yeah, it'd be
Who you
LeBron.
Okay, good.
LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George.
Oh, you got Paul George in the All-Star game, huh?
Yeah.
So he didn't make it last year. did
Yeah, I
he?
know that. That was a. That was
Okay,
a
go
weird.
ahead.
And then I see Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson,
Ooh.
and then Steph. And then for your big men, I see Kristaps Porzingis,
Wow.
LaMarcus Aldridge, and then Jokic.
All right. So is that all you got on the West?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a few others, but for the East,
Yeah.
you got Tatum, Embiid, you got Kyle Lowry,
Oh yeah.
Kyrie, and I'm gonna go Kevin Durant this year, Giannis,
Sure do.
Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy Butler.
Kemba,
Kemba Walker.
Trey,
Trae Young.
maybe Blake.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah, maybe. I could see him still doing good.
Okay.
Maybe about Bam will probably make it again. I could see him making it again. Other than that, I'm sure there's a few other ones I snubbed out there. Chris Paul, James Harden, I definitely Russell Westbrook I snubbed out.
Russ.
Yeah, and there's just too many. You know, how many players are you gonna have in this All-Star game? You got 20 guys on each
They had
team,
12 on.
or 10 guys on each team.
12 on one and 13 on the other, so it's 25.
So it's 25 guys. That's a lot of guys.
Yeah, sure it is.
I'm sorry for Bob. I'm sorry, Anthony Davis. I snubbed you.
Well, he's back in the. You just mentioned him,
Yeah.
so there he is. Again, I didn't put too much thought into this.
Yeah, I mean the design, but it's just like.
And that's a voting aspect. You don't get to pick.
I agree. Yeah, the fans.
Maybe that rule will change too.
I agree that Kyrie and KD, if healthy.
Why ain't healthy?
Yep.
I don't agree so much with Blake Griffin.
Yeah. I mean, who else is the Detroit Pistons got?
That's what I mean. Like, he's a really good player, but I don't think because of the way the Pistons franchise is being run right now, that he has like an all-star season.
Their coach is what's his name?
Who's that?
The guy who got fired from
Dwayne Casey.
Dwayne Casey.
Yeah, see, I don't
Okay.
know if that's
Yeah.
enough for me to say Blake's an all-star.
No.
Clay and Steph, those are good picks. PG-13 is a bold pick, but I could see it happening with a new coach.
I'm just going off my sleeper that this year.
I'll tell you what, I don't agree with LaMarcus Aldridge being an all-star.
Well, I see these dual.
He would have to be healthy,
Why ain't
in the
healthy?
best shape of his life, and play the best basketball he's ever played to make this all.
Maybe Bagley,
Marvin Bagley
or even Buddy Hields this year.
or Healed out of second.
Hield.
Okay, well, I don't really agree with either of those either.
Yeah.
KP,
What's the Fox guy there? Darren Fox.
Fox, I could see making the All-Star game.
But
KP.
John Morant, there's just so many.
KP in the All-Star game, what injury did he have? Wasn't it something like
KD.
serious? No, you said Kristaps Porzingis.
Yes, it was his. I believe his left ankle.
Knee surgery.
Knee. Yep.
Or it's not serious.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'd have to have a bounce back year. It could happen. I can't say. So, this is what I got to say to you. No mention of Luka.
None.
You made no mention.
Yeah,
So is he
I know.
not
See,
making
I'm
the
sorry,
All-Star
Luke. I would rather put him in there over definitely.
Luka's making it. No mention of Devin Booker.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
Is he
Bob.
not making it?
No, he's making
He's
it.
making it.
Probably over Steph. Maybe it depends. See, this is all voting too.
No mention of Ben Simmons.
No, you're not making it, Ben.
Not
Sorry, dude.
DeMontis Sabonis.
Sabonis, see you later.
See you later. One-hit wonders.
I
Rudy
mean-
Gobert. And
Did he get snubbed?
You never mentioned him.
I-
You didn't even mention his teammate, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I just
So-
brought him up, but
Yeah, I did.
I did. I said
Yeah.
Ja, same with him and Ja, and what's his name, Jokic. I got Jokic.
got
in there.
Jokic.
I got Jokic in there.
No mention of Rudy. Rudy Gobert not an all-star in your opinion next year?
He's a defensive havoc, yeah, but I just don't. All star? Yeah, I'll put him in.
And no mention of Brandon Ingram, whose
No.
future is
No.
up in the air right now.
No.
So we'll talk about that later.
Same with Zion. I don't see him making it next year,
Okay.
but
No mention of Pascal Siakam.
no.
And then as far as the snubs go, I'm on the side of the fence that thinks
Even John Wall might come out with it.
this is a tough one. Yeah, you just said John Wall. I don't think John Wall is going to have an all-star year.
No,
Not this year.
off an injury. No.
However, the year after he may.
Okay.
Now, this is what I want to talk about is Bradley Beal. In my opinion, Bradley Beal should have made the All-Star game this year.
Yes.
However, I don't think he'll make it next year simply because
His return.
John Wall's back and it takes some of the offensive responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they are a combo.
He's not
They
going to
do.
put up
They
the
do
Bradley
combine
Beal
for like
as-
60 points a game.
You know these Bradley Beal numbers he put up without John Wall that
Yeah.
weren't good enough to
Yeah.
get him in the
I
All-Star
remember them
game?
talking about that. Yeah.
I don't think he's capable of doing that again with a healthy John Wall in the mix.
Right.
So that's why Jaylen Brown, not an all-star in my opinion. Yeah. DeMar DeRozan, not an all-star in my opinion. Zach LaVine, I think Zach LaVine is an all-star.
Why? Because he won the dunk contest?
No, I just think. Have you ever seen the clip there? He just went off and stole the ball a bunch of times and took the game over.
Was he on the Bulls then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stole the ball, hit the three.
Yeah, I remember that.
Came down, hit the three. That's the Zach LaVine that I think is going to start
Okay.
to show. Lou Williams,
Lou Wills.
6-man,
Yeah,
not
6-man.
an all-star.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond, wherever you end up, if you stay in Cleveland or if you
Or
go
if you stay
somewhere
healthy.
Why
you're
you
not an
need
all-star.
help?
I don't think.
Yeah.
John Morant, you're going to be an all-star. Anyone not on this list? I mean, the Zion Williamsons of the world. I hope you're an all-star next year, but I don't see it yet. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure to do.
That's what I got for that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next segment. You kind of touched on it earlier. I want to know who you think has the best regular season record from the East and the best regular season from the West, as well as the worst. And to kind of help you with that, these were the standings last year. I'll just rattle them off as best as I can. In the East, Milwaukee finished 56-17 with the number 1 seed. The Raptors finished second with 53-19. The Celtics were third, 48-24. Pacers fourth, 45-28. Heat were fifth, and we all know how that season ended with 44-29 record. Sixers were sixth, as appropriate, 43-30. Brooklyn Nets finished seventh without, KD and Kyrie, 35-37. Magic snuck in at 8 with 33-40. And then there was just a steep drop off of all these teams that need to do better in the East. At 9, the Wizards were 25-47. And they were the last ones invited to the bubble. I'm assuming they must have had some sort of chance, no, at that 8th seed? Because these teams were not invited to the bubble. I know we talked about it earlier. The Hornets finished 10th, 23-42. Chicago Bulls 11, 22-43.
Okay.
Knicks 12, 21-45. Pistons 13, 20-46. Atlanta 14, 20-47. Cleveland Cavs rounding out the East at 19-46.
And you're asking me which team
I'd like
is going
to know
to be
how that's going to fall out
Next
year, as well as the West, and I can get into that now. Or we can start with the East. Okay. Hit
And
me
also
with. I want to
the
know
number
who
one
your
team.
number 1 team in the East is going to be next year, as well as who your worst team in the East is going to be next year.
My worst team is probably going to be the Bulls.
All right.
Or I would say the Bulls. No, I would definitely do the Knicks. Knicks over Bulls, definitely.
So you got Knicks.
Knicks,
Okay,
yeah.
No Bulls. Knicks.
Yeah.
Who's the best team out of the East?
Celtics. I want to say Celtics, but then Bucks is definitely close second.
All right. So you did it again.
Yeah.
So you started with Bulls, went Knicks, then you said the season Bucks, then you said Knicks. If I had to say
Bucks.
who's the best team in the East next year,
Yeah, Bucks are
you're
going to
going
be
to
good.
go Bucks over Celtics?
Yeah, because depending if we fill the seed of our missing piece.
All right. As far as the West goes,
Ah, boy.
Lakers finished first, 52-19.
I don't see the Lakers finishing it.
Okay.
I see them getting. I see Clippers
That's
getting.
interesting.
I see Clippers getting a better record.
So, Clippers finishing better than Lakers next year. You heard it here
Yeah.
first
I see the Clippers coming out.
on the
Revenge.
Super Sports Bros podcast.
Yes, Super Sports Bros.
Clippers over Lakers next year. They finished second, 49-23. Denver, third, 46-27.
Yep.
Houston, fourth, 44-28. Oklahoma City, fifth, 44-28. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Utah Jazz, sixth, 44-28.
3 straight records.
Seventh, Dallas Mavericks, 43-32. Eighth, Portland Trailblazers, 35-39. Ninth, Memphis Grizzlies, 34-39. Excuse me, Portland finished 35-39, and Memphis finished 34-39 because of the playoff playing game. 10th, Phoenix Suns, 34-39. Spurs, 11th, 32-39. Kings, 12th, 31-41. Pelicans, 13th, 30-42. Timberwolves, 14th, 19-45, and Golden State, 15-50 at the 15th seed in the West. That all being said, who you got winning the West and who you got losing the West?
Clippers are going to win the West.
Clippers winning the West. Oh, goodness.
That's a hot take.
Yeah. You know, I was on the fence between Clippers and Mavs. But
Okay. Clippers win the
I'm going with
West.
Clippers and
Who's
Mavs.
going to finish worst in the West?
I kind of see King staying down there.
Shake it out West. Kings?
Yeah, they've been down there since Lottie Divac and
Yeah.
since Nam.
Okay. Here's how I feel.
You know?
Let's start with the freshest one out the kitchen. Kings are not going to finish 15th, in my opinion.
Okay. They won't finish 15th. They'll be down in the bottom of the basement. 14th, 15th.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, and Marvin Bagley. Not to mention, there's this guy, Harry Giles, who's a free agent. If they bring him back, should I stay or should I go?
Should I stay or should I go?
Have some nice pieces. So, I don't think they finished last. I think they finished like 9th or 10th.
Who do you think finished last?
In the West?
Yes.
This is a really tough question to answer.
Warriors are nowhere going to be near the top 10.
Be healthy.
They're going to be fully healthy.
Warren in
As much
Hellfire!
as I think Minnesota has a lot to prove coming out the bubble because they didn't get in and they have like the number one pick, I see Minnesota
Being up there, yeah.
in the 15th
Abs-
seed.
No, I don't see that.
Yeah, they're not
Alright.
doing shit.
Alright.
Who's winning the West?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Well, very simple answer for me. LeBron and the Lakers.
Okay.
Now we're going to the East, and
You're number one.
I want to start with the bottom dweller.
Okay.
You said Knicks. I think that's a good pick. I can see the Hornets
Absolutely. Took
being
mine.
down there.
Yep.
Man, the Cavs are not that good.
I see the Knicks being down. I'm just saying.
I
It's
think the Pistons.
they're down there with the bottom of the basement again. With they haven't been good.
Hawks
forever.
are good. Bulls could be really
They're
good.
up there with the Kings. The Knicks and the Kings are just the worst.
Knicks.
The Hornets are definitely going to be the worst.
I'm gonna
They got no one.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Hornets.
And I'll give you that one.
And in the best in the East, I'm gonna go off on a crazy. This is nuts. The Brooklyn Nets are gonna be the best team.
I like
in the
that
East.
pick. I like that pick.
Because I look at the Bucks.
Yeah.
They got some holes to fill out of a sinking ship.
Yeah,
And if
they
they
do.
don't clog those holes, that ship's gonna sink. And then I look at like the Heat, and it's like, okay, they need to not only keep those guys, those core guys, but like build.
Mhm.
So if they don't get the right pieces in place, right, you're running into that wood chipper, LeBron James. Then I look at the Nets, and it's like everybody like sleeps on them. It's like no,
Yeah.
they have Kyrie Irving, they have Kevin Durant, they have Spencer Dinwiddie, they have Karis LeVert, they have Jarrett Allen, they have DeAndre Jordan, they had
They
Joe
have
Harris,
weapons. Yeah, Jared
who's
Jones.
now
Yeah,
a free
Harris.
agent.
Oh, he is. Well,
So if they bring him back, you know what I mean? Should he stay or should
I think he should stay.
Should I stay or should I go?
Brooklyn Nets. And
Good pick. Good pick.
you know, we can take another break, and we'll we'll see you in 5, 4,